I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and take them. And you have found my rest, you are in control. Your eyes I will trust, your spirit is enough to keep me walking. You guide my every step, speak loud to me again, Lord I need you, oh I need you. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and take them. And you have found my rest, you are in control. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, no one. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, no one. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, Jesus. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and take them. And you have found my rest, you are in control. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and take them. And you have found my rest, you are in control. And you have found my rest, you are in control.
In the beginning, there was chaos and darkness in the void when God said, "Let there be light." And out of the chaos, God brought forth order, which was the firmament, and he called it heaven. Then God gathered up the waters in one place under heaven, and caused the dry land to appear. God was pleased like the seas and the light. The earth was also made beautiful by the forces he had unleashed. Then God said, "Let this earth yield." And the earth brought forth all that grew in green and fruitful bounty. And God divided the day from the night, making the sun to rule the day, the moon and the stars to rule the night. And he made them signs for the seasons. Then God made the waters to swarm with creatures and fill the skies with wings of birds. And he made the animals, each to their own natures and to their places in the earth, in the air, and in the seas. And all the wonders of creation were surpassingly beautiful, yet incomplete. So God made man. Male and female, God created humanity in his image and gave man dominion of the earth. And then, for the sake of all generations to come, God commanded them to write down the stories of their search for God and the never-ending struggle between good and evil, and to collect them into a treasury of inspiration we call the Holy Bible.
An aging shepherd risks his life to make a stand against a cruel and selfish Pharaoh. The story of a people's oppression and of the man chosen by God to freedom. A story of conflict which unleashes God's awesome justice upon the land of Egypt, and of a man's faith matched against the forces of Pharaoh in the story of Moses. Starring Julie Adams as the Queen, Robert Balda as the Vizier, Lloyd Bachner as Imhotep, Joseph Campanella as the Pharaoh, Anne Francis as Zipporah, Frank Gorshin as Oprah, and John Marley as Moses.
Moses had returned to Egypt from exile, carrying with him a command from God. The Pharaoh was to free the Hebrews from their 400 years of bondage. God had vested in Moses the power to work wonders in his name. And now, as his people toiled in servitude, Moses sought audience with Pharaoh. A man called it heaven.
Okay, had some challenges with this. Have some challenges with this thing again, but I hope and trust that those of you who are with me can hear what I'm saying, even though there are some challenges. I thought that Reverend Huffman would have continued. I never knew that he was going to finish so fast, so that's why I never set up this thing here. So those of you who can hear me, so okay, brethren, I hope you have been blessed by Reverend Gary's presentation, and I hope that you have learned something from him, and whatever you have learned will be applied. I will be having a shortened version with you tonight as we continue to look at what it means when we talk about restoration. And so what I will be addressing tonight is preparation for restoration. This is what we need to be doing at this time, because all indications are pointing to the fact that things are gradually coming to a close, and without preparation we may end up being left behind. We do not want to be like the 5 foolish virgins. Jesus said that they went out to meet the bridegroom, but they never carried enough oil, and therefore when the bridegroom tarried, they were left behind when they went to buy oil. And so tonight it is my greatest pleasure to be speaking about preparation for restoration. I shared with you over the weeks about the different stages of man, that he was perfect, then he fell, and then Jesus came and redeemed him with the intention to restore him. And so that's the next event to unfold, man being restored to his former state. And therefore preparation is vital for that time of restoration. We must prepare to meet our God. We cannot just go any and anyhow. Necessary preparation has to be made. So Jesus laid the foundation for us, and he has done all that is necessary for us to go. However, we are to prepare to meet him on that day. And so the Bible tells us in St. Matthew chapter 25, in fact St. Matthew chapter 25 gives various parables in relation to preparation. He speaks of that person who, when he said Jesus, he said, the Lord shall gather the people from the 4 winds of the earth, or the 4 corners of the earth. He shall separate them as a shepherd separates his sheep from the goats. And he will put the goats on the left hand and the sheep on the right. And he shall say to the goats, when I was hungry, you never fed me. When I was naked, you never clothed me. When I was hungry, you never gave me to drink. When I was in prison, you never visited me. And they shall ask, when have we seen thee in these conditions and never ministered to you? Jesus said, because you never did it to the least of my little ones, you have not done it to me. And he said, no, be cast into outer darkness, where they will be weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. And then he returned to the sheep on the right, and he said to the sheep, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you visited me, and so forth. And they too shall ask, when have we seen thee in these conditions and ministered to you? He said, because you have done it to the least of my little ones, you have done it unto me. So that's one aspect of preparation. Preparation here does not mean to go and get clothes and put together or buy some food or whatever. Preparation here means to do what Christ has left us to do. Some people believe preparation means that you try to live holy, or you try to get sin out of your life. In fact, when Jesus saved you, those things should have been out of your life. He saved us so we may not live in sin any longer. Preparation for his return is to be busy fulfilling the task that he has left us to fulfill. And so we will be preparing ourselves. Jesus said, I must work the work of him while it is day, for the night cometh when no man can work. And therefore, what Jesus is saying, I came to do a task. My task I came to do is to do the Father's will. So he was being prepared for the reason why he came. And so he went about healing the sick, raising the dead, feeding the hungry, and clothing the naked. So Jesus' ministry was about reaching out to those who needed him in whatever conditions they were in. And so for us to be prepared to meet God is also to be busy out there doing what we are supposed to be doing. All right? If we are not doing those things, then we fail to live by the principles by which God has made us to live by. So our lives will not reflect him. We will not be being prepared to meet him. Preparation speaks of getting the task done that we are given to do. All right? So each one should be busy about that. Busy doing what he or she has been assigned by God to do. And so tonight, as I share with you, brothers and sisters, let us understand that this is very, very critical, that we do what he has designed for us to do. We recognize that we're having some internet challenge tonight, and so I will not be long with you. Just to say to you, brethren, that the time is short. There are many events that are unfolding, and we must be ready when he comes. We cannot get idle. We cannot become caught up with worldly pleasures, worldly activities. We cannot become self-centered, concerned all about this world and what it has to offer. What we must be concerned about is to be actively engaged in what Christ has left us here, because the time of restoration is near. I will develop on this tomorrow evening when I will be doing Bible study on the Faith Gospel Hour page. So I'm asking that you join me then for us to go into detail about preparation for restoration. But I may say this before I leave, to verify that preparation is not trying to live holy and trying to get sin out of your life and try to get yourself right with people, but it has to do with labor. And Jesus gave many parables. He gave the parable of the servants that were given talents, that the good man left, and he gave his 3 servants talents. He gave them according to the abilities they had. And 2 of them worked and gained 100% on what they got. And the one who got 1 went and he hid it. And so when the master came back, he took away from him the 1 talent and gave it to the one with 10 and cast him into outer darkness, because he was not busy laboring for his master, and therefore his master was wroth with him and cast him into outer darkness. And the Bible, Jesus proceeded to say, this is what it will be like when the Son of Man returns. Those who have not labored, those who have not done what they were given to do, will be cast into outer darkness, where they will weep in wail and gnashing of teeth. But those who have labored for him and labored according to the assignment he gave them would have been in preparation. And so when he comes, they will be rewarded. Brethren, there is nothing worth laboring for here on earth. All that we can accumulate are reserved for fire. What is and what should be our priority is that which Christ has engaged us to do. Therefore, we should seek diligently to find out what is that task. He has provided for me. Each of us has been given talents. In the case of the parable, talents, they refer to money, but God has given us giftings and abilities to be used in His kingdom. And it's varied, and there needs not to be any jealousy, because each man will receive his reward according to his work. So we must get busy laboring. We are now in a time of serious crisis, and the world is weeping for answers, seeking for someone to solve the virus situation, but they are not focusing on what Christ has saved them to do. And whether we are taken out by the virus or some other way, all of us will die one day. So it is not a matter if we die, or it is a matter of when we die. But what is crucial is after we die, what reward will we getting? Because each of us is working, whether you're working for God or you're working for flesh. But say we sow to the flesh, we shall of the flesh reap corruption. But if we sow to the Spirit, we shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. So tonight, this is my short time with you. I was a little bit held back because of computer issues and internet issues. And so at this time, I just pray for you that you will focus. Don't lose focus. Don't allow what's happening to become the chief thing on your mind. What should be the chief thing on your mind right now? It is a task which Christ has left for you here. And that will keep you from fear. It will keep you from worries. It will keep you from focusing on what you should not be focusing on. If your mind is set on what Christ has designed for you. So let me just pray at this time. Father, I give you thanks for your great love and your mercies towards us, that you have made it possible for us to be a part of your kingdom, a part of the ministry for which you have died to procure. And so, God, as we enter into this ministry, we ask that we will do our part, because you have assigned us a part to perform. And so help us to do it with all diligence, knowing that our reward is sure with you. Bless and guide and lead us even through the rest of this night. We commit all things to you, and ask that you will do above our asking, I be more thinking. We tell you thanks for hearing and for answering. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a good night. Lord bless you.
All right, guys. So let's settle down some. We need you to sing this song with us. Listen up. Listen up. God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And like you would again 100 billion times. But when measure could melt, you're the one who never leaves the one behind. Like you would again 100 billion times. But what measure could amount to yours is one who never leaves the one behind. You're the one